Let's turn it over to Martin Anderson-Klutz, a senior solution engineer at Acquia and a maintainer of a number of Drupal modules of his own, to talk about our module of the week. Martin, what do you have for us this week?
Thanks, John. Have you ever wanted CKEditor to autocorrect symbols like the copyright mark, the not equal sign, and fractions from their text equivalents? There's a module for that. It's called CKEditor Text Transformation and Autocorrect, and it was created in March of 2024 by Jedvan Dias of Redfin Solutions. It has 1.0.0 Alpha 1 version available, which works with CKEditor 4 on Drupal 8, and a 2.0.0 Alpha 1 version, which works with CKEditor 5 on Drupal 9 and 10. It is actively maintained since those were released just a few weeks ago. And it doesn't have a ton of its own documentation, but the module does leverage CKEditor's automatic text transformation, which has a fair bit of documentation on ckeditor.com. It has only one open issue, which is not a bug. It's the project update bots automatically created Drupal 11 compatibility issue, and looks like it only needs info.yaml updates. The site is officially in use by 8 sites, according to Drupal.org. And by default, the module enables 4 categories of transformations. So symbols, mathematical symbols, typography, and quotes. But you can override the module's plugin if you want a different set enabled. And the module also provides a hook you can use to alter the active sets or define custom transformations if you want content creators to be able to use things like custom emojis similar to what you would do in Slack. So let's talk about CKEditor text transformation and autocorrect.
So just to be clear, make sure I understood this. It does come like with predefined auto corrections, right?
Exactly.
Okay, well that's cool. I harken back to a prank that was played on me where my coworkers actually updated my autocorrect on my MacBook once to every time I typed Drupal, they'd change it to WordPress. So is that something I could do with this module if I wanted to, prank website users?
I believe that I'm not sure. I don't think they have to be prefixed. So presumably you could do something like that, or you could potentially do, like, if your company has a weird spelling and people often misspell it in a certain way, you could have it autocorrect to the right one.
Yep.
Yeah,
different things like that.
Yeah, it's really useful for something like 1/4 is what you type as a user, but it corrects it to the cute little 1/4 fraction, or
okay.
parentheses, C parentheses, which can turn into an actual copyright symbol. So you don't have to go fishing around in the symbols button and find the weird symbol.
Can you output markup? Like if you wanted to add a soup tag or sub tag or something?
Yeah, it's doing it inside of CKEditor.
CKEditor already does that. They have buttons for that.
Yeah, no,
I think that it wouldn't. Yeah, that would be a heck of a way to use it to do templates and stuff.
It's not really a shortcut, though. Like, it's not like you're typing equals in some string and it's converting it to something else. I mean, I guess you could configure it to do that, it sounds like, but.
Yeah, it sounds like you could probably do like colon disclaimer or something and then have it like inject a whole paragraph if you had like a corporate disclaimer that you wanted to use again and again. I guess that maybe the drawback is you would probably have to configure that in code. So it wouldn't be something that like a site admin could go in and tweak, but there's probably a bunch of creative ways you could use it.
I think that's called text expansion, which, if for any Mac users who use Alfred, you can easily in a UI create your own text expansion. So you just type, DIS and it expands to your corporate disclaimer. There's probably a module for that. This also reminds me of the pirate module. It just find and replace certain things. This time it's symbols.
John, do you know the pirate's favorite letter?
Is it C?
Oh man, you just ruined my entire joke.
Yeah.
You're supposed to say R so I can say no, it be the C.
I know. I'm a dad. I know that joke.
Oh man, I should have asked someone else.
Yeah.
I would have fallen for it for sure.
Yeah. I actually have 2 questions about this. One is
very good. Get us back on topic.
it says if you enable it, it's automatically enabled for all CKEditor 5 editors. Can you disable it for a particular editor if you didn't want it auto-completing on one particular format for some reason? Or is it kind of one and done? I guess I'm asking Chris because he probably knows better than Martin.
I don't know that much about it, even though it did come out of our shop. But my assumption is that it could, but you'd be in the code using hooks to alter where and how CKEditor is being injected and that sort of thing.
I feel like that would lead to a lot of, but it works for me scenarios.
Yeah, I feel like just even having like one of those checkboxes at the bottom where you can enable and disable certain passes would be helpful. And I'd be surprised if CKEditor, the plugin system didn't automatically do that. Maybe I'll check that out later. The other question, the more serious question is, does this do anything to prevent recursion? So if I add a replacement that includes itself in the replace text, will it detect that replacement and just infinitely recurse and just fill up the body or not? Because if there's no protection against that, that could be an interesting bug. I don't know how you would protect against it, but
if your autocorrect was to take DIS and expand it into a disclaimer, and then the text of the disclaimer had DIS in it, and then it tried to expand that. Though I imagine that would be an upstream bug. Most of this module is just gluing the CKEditor text expansion library into Drupal, into CKEditor. So
I'm sure they thought of that, but I'm definitely testing that later.
I know you are.
Chris, I think you should warn your team there may or may not be a ticket coming in.
Yeah.
from one Nix van.
Hopefully we can send it upstream.
I'd be very surprised if that wasn't already handled, but just for curiosity's sake, I'll double check that.
Dear listener, we'll have an update on that next week. Well, this has been enlightening, and I look forward to doing some text transformation and some auto-correcting in CKEditor. Martin, as always, thank you for a very enlightening module of the week. And if folks wanted to suggest or connect with you, how could they do that?
We're always happy to get nominations for Module of the Week in the Talking Drupal channel of Drupal Slack, or folks can reach out to me directly as ManClue on all the Drupal and social platforms.
Great. Thanks again.
Awesome.
Thanks, John.